Hi everyone, this is NUSensei. In some of my videos and my reflections, I talk about the need to feel aggressive when you shoot. I don't mean archery rage, that's a whole different thing. What I talk about is the need to feel strong. In fact, if you watch some of the professional archery events, you might pick up on the coach's microphone advice like strong draw, strong anchor, keep the shot strong, all these power words to motivate the shooter to shoot well. Why is there such a focus on strength? Why is there a need to feel aggressive when you are doing a shot? I say this quite a lot in my videos, but many people are surprised that archery is a strength-based sport and they underrate or underestimate the amount of strength needed to do archery. And as a result, some people come to archery with the mindset of finesse, like it's a very heavily skill or dexterity based activity, when in fact you do need some control over your muscle coordination and usage. So where does this go wrong for some people? Now, there are three elements of archery which people tend to struggle with when they're not feeling strong. The first element is that they don't pull the bow back all the way. The second part is a natural tendency to lean backwards. And the third problem is tilting the head upwards. And for instructors, you often see this on the shooting line with beginners, as everyone does this. They'll lean backwards, tilt the head up there, and try to look down the arrow like this. Interestingly, this has some parallels to martial arts, where people who aren't trained in martial arts and have that fight or flight reaction will do the exact same things. They'll lean backwards to avoid being hit, they'll lift the head up to avoid that head connection, and they will generally kind of be very timid in their approach to combat or confrontation. And this actually makes things worse because you're exposing yourself to more harm that way. And funny enough, archery has similar principles. By following the body's reaction to this possible confrontation or this fear factor, it will naturally shy away from things. And in doing so, you push yourself out of alignment, out of correct form, and do everything wrong. When I see people do this on the shooting line for the beginners, I don't tell them to be aggressive, but I start to put strong words and a strong mentality in the back of their minds, so they start counteracting some of these natural reactions. And one example is quite simple. Someone who is starting to do this, leaning backwards and putting their head up there, I'll tell them a few simple things. I'll tell them stand straight, or in some cases lean forward, because they don't actually lean forward, they actually stand straight. But say lean forward because they think they are standing straight and in fact they're leaning backwards. I say lean forward and they correct themselves. The second thing I tell them is to anchor under the chin, depending on what style you're shooting. It might be on the cheek or the chin. But I'll say stand straight, under the chin, head down. And these steps actually correct probably 80% of the initial shooting problems that people have. Simply stand straight, under the chin, head down. The reason why this works is because this compensates and corrects for every form fault which people will experience initially. So things like shooting too high, basically shooting too high in general, is addressed by all these things. Because remember, every person who starts will naturally shoot high. One, because they're aiming too high and they don't realize it, but also because every instinct that you have in starting archery tells you to go higher and higher. So by reminding people to do these things, to go head down, stare at the target, be a bit more aggressive, you encourage people to overcome that natural fear and execute a proper shot. And people are very surprised by this, yet it works. And this is still relevant for experienced competitive shooters, because as you get more mentally and physically fatigued, you become weaker and weaker. And what that means is that you tend to do certain things which every archer goes through. It means you won't draw as cleanly, as near to your clicker, or you might start collapsing on the draw. And this is a chronic problem for many people going through the beginner to intermediate stage, especially again shooting for long hours, multiple sessions, and getting a little lazy, to put it poorly, but more accurately, you're getting fatigued, you're losing focus. So when you're tired and you can't do it properly, that voice in your head, whether it's your coach's or your own voice, is telling you to power it through. And when I say this, I don't mean to aggressively shoot and be reckless. What I mean is to start overcoming that natural tendency to collapse and weaken. So when I see people do this, and myself included, I do this. I'll say, okay, be aggressive, head down. Again, same problem. People who get tired of Olympic style archery will start getting their head up, they'll start getting under, and they won't shoot properly. So remind yourself, head down, stand straight, or for some people, lean forward to compensate for the lean back. So a bit of front foot bias, a bit of a lean forward to help you be aligned and stand straight, head down, and strong draw, strong anchor, power it through. And sometimes it doesn't work, that's fine. But the point is, you want to encourage the archer or yourself to finish the shot. That's the crucial part. It isn't necessary to shoot accurately, that comes with time and practice. But a lot of people simply draw and can't get through that clicker. So you have to remind them, get it through, power it through. Strong anchor, strong back tension, strong release. These words can motivate someone who is tiring to shoot properly. And again, sometimes when I'm shooting or training and I'm going through that mental fatigue and I'm falling apart, I remind myself, be aggressive, be strong. Power it through. All right, and let the shot happen. Sometimes when you're falling apart in the middle of a competition, that's all you need. It's a reminder to be strong. And there are many ways you can take that. Anyway, that's my quick bit of advice. Like I said, this doesn't apply to everyone. Some people will overreact to this and go, well, I'm already shooting strong, so I don't need this. But like I said, most people who do this for a long period of time will get tired. They will start to weaken, they will start to be fatigued, so they need that push. And for me, being aggressive is a way to remind myself to do all the things I should be doing. Standing straight, keeping my head down, and powering it through. And maybe this will help you too. Anyway, this is NUSensei. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.